Hey, what's going on? So it's Shay here, and I was just recording a Sunset Overdrive video, but I figured I might want to cut that right quick just so I can make this video. And that video is of how I've just started making videos again out of nowhere. And let's just go ahead and just jump straight into it. So with that being said, let's begin. So even though no one watches this channel, I'm a dead fucking channel on YouTube. I know that, but some people do stop by and watch my videos ever so often. And I guess for people who actually do stick on this channel, I guess I will explain why I've just started making videos out of nowhere and how I pretty much took like a 2 to 3 month break from making videos pretty much, and like why videos weren't seen on my channel so much. Now I don't have my tripod with me at the moment; it's back in storage. And I am setting this up on my CD player. So, so I feel like I should go ahead and explain this. So around July, like late July, maybe. No, just July in general. I didn't really make videos all that much because I have to say this, and I'm gonna jump straight into this. I'm not gonna really like cookie cut or anything like that. I'm not gonna fucking like beat around the bush. I'm gonna tell everyone straight up, and I will explain my reasoning behind some of the stuff I'm gonna be saying. But in July, I was still at my dad's house. Now, I have to say this: I'm no longer at his house, and in fact, I have not been in his house for about 2 months right now. Or this month will make it 2 months, because I left his house on July the 30th, which made it 2 months ever since I was at his house, or ever since I went to his house, and it is currently September the 16th, which means it hasn't even been 2 months yet. So yeah, I was still in my dad's house, and while over at my dad's house, I felt extremely demotivated. Extremely is probably an understatement. I was so demotivated. You could more even say that I was depressed. Because now I'm gonna say this: my dad or none of my other family members that were over at my dad's did not do a single thing to me. It was more of myself. I isolated myself a lot from them. Because in the house you could barely make any noise. You could barely, like, especially at nighttime, which is the time I'm usually the most active. I remember, um, I remember that at my dad's, I had frequent periods where I would just fucking just start like where I would just cry in my room, man. Like, it was really bad. This is very unusual, and for any of my friends looking at this, it is very unusual to hear me say that, because it's very rare to even ever hear me say that I'm depressed or something. But at that time, I guess you could say that I was. Now, I should go ahead and talk about the events. I guess you could say, like, the events that transpired at my dad's around that time. Well, okay, let's go ahead and set up the scene. So, and I went to his house and made on May the 30th, and while I was at his house, I would go to Pennsylvania to meet my online friend, or who I also consider my sister, Everlong. I met her in person, but like early June, like pre-June the 14th, it was pretty cool. It was actually somewhat okay. But when I came back June the 16th and the following day after June the 16th, it seemed like that it just it seemed like it just made my it made my mind go and absolutely bonkers. It made it fucking go all over the wall, because it's like, when I got back from Pennsylvania, it pretty much made my time over there, because it was already pretty depressing and pretty isolated at my dad's. But after my Pennsylvania trip, it made it worse. And I say this every single time I talk about like a serious topic dealing with like me or anything like that, because that's literally what it felt like. Like, dude, like, coming back from Pennsylvania made it so much worse in my dad's. Like, the following day, I had a full-on breakdown about how I did not want to be in North Carolina anymore, because of course, this is where I live. I don't live in Pennsylvania. I live in North Carolina, which I am planning on moving to Pennsylvania soon. Well, yeah, I am, but I don't know how soon. But I know for a fact I am moving there. That's a decision I already made myself. But I was just crying to you know, and also before anyone mentions, before anyone gets anything, no, I do not have an actual sister. No, I don't. Everlong is the closest thing I have to a sister, and which I do call her that. So if you hear me say my sister in this video, that's what I'm talking about, just to clarify. And before anyone says anything, oh yeah, that's so weird. No, it's not. Okay. But yeah, and I remember I called my sister and I told her, hey, look, like, first off, the trip wasn't long enough. It was only 3 days, and also I didn't like film or vlog. Well, I did film, but I didn't vlog my time up there because I really wanted to enjoy it. I've actually stopped doing that recently. Like, I don't do vlogs anymore, dude, because I just want to enjoy places. I think the last vlog I did was when I was on vacation or just out anywhere in general was like probably 2 years ago. So it's been quite some time ever since I've vlogged somewhere. But I told her, like, man, like, fuck North Carolina, dude. I don't want to be at my dad's anymore. The pressure was getting really, really bad around that time. And I hated it so much, dude. So, then comes, and also, by the way, I should point out, even though around the time I did say it took me only about 2 to 3 days to get right emotionally, I kind of lied. It took me about probably the rest of June to even get my mind right, and even still, I didn't feel right. It probably even, if not, made it worse. So, yeah, it probably made it worse, if I'm even speaking correctly, or if I'm saying this all the way truthfully, to see if it makes any sense. That probably made it worse. But yeah. So fast forward to July, and we're now in I'm still at my dad's. I didn't leave my dad's up until I think July the 23rd, maybe July the 24th. Because I just simply couldn't take it over there anymore. I could not stay for another week there. So I fled to my grandma's house. Also, July also was a complete hellscape to me. It also sucked, and it probably, if not, was probably worse than June. Like, I felt so, and dude, the only way I could cope with that was just jamming to music in my room. And I did sing loud, especially, of course, in the daytime. I never really sang at night, but I was just jamming and singing to music pretty much all day. I never left the house unless I had to go to work. And ironically, not a lot of people, although everyone would say, oh yeah, dude, like, when I go to work, I'm so fucking, like, I hate it so much. I'm not even gonna lie. Being in my dad's house sucked so bad that going to work only made it seem better, and getting on VR at nighttime. You can more say that I was somewhat addicted to VR again, because of course everyone has an addiction to, like, you know, virtual reality at one point, and I definitely did. That was like mid 2023, and that addiction probably came back around this time because I started getting on VR so much, just waiting for my sister to get on every night so I could hang around with her. Like, damn, man. And I know my brother who stays with my dad is probably seeing this. And bro, if you are looking at this, I don't mean anything to you guys. It's just my mind was all over the place. And at my dad's, I also overthunk. I also overthought a shit ton of my dad's house, which is what got my mind to the way it was in August. So yeah. Yeah, so fast forward to maybe, I think, I don't know, June or July the 11th, maybe, and I'm pretty sure she'd be fine with me telling people this, because I'm not going to go into detail because it's not my business. But my sister ended up getting with someone on VR, or through VR, or, you know, through VR chat and all that stuff, online relationship. It was with a girl named Madison. And, you know, I was very happy, and dude, I strive to be the greatest friend, and I promise you, like, I may seem like I'm a very friendly guy, always positive, but dude, okay, I'm not meaning anything like this or anything, but, like, I still strive to be that one friend who is always supportive of whatever you do, as long as it's not anything illegal or anything like outlandish, then I will continue. I will support you to the very end of time. But around this time, of course, I was very happy to her. You know, like, yeah, dude, you know, you finally got with someone, because she had been looking for like, you know, for somebody for quite some time, you know, for a girl. And I was like, you know, I'm very happy for you and all this stuff. But my mind started wandering, and this is, I think, where my mind started like going all over the place, like, or started to go back all over the place, because around this time, now that she's with someone, my mind, and I made video diaries of this, by the way, on my computer, which I will probably never show to YouTube, because I go into depth of a lot of stuff, so those things are mostly just for me to rewatch, or as weird as that sounds, just for me to rewatch, or for me to show other people. Um, but around that time, like, my mind was telling me, now that your sister is now with someone, will she start to forget about me? Will she start to stray away from me? And that thought alone really, really fucked me up. And I remember one Wednesday night, I think it was June the 17th, no, June the 17th, July the 8th, July the 17th, fuck. I remember it was around that time. I sat in my room, and I remember this fucking vividly. I sat in my room all day. Like, I barely went out. I think I only ate one time, and I was around 2 in the evening. I woke up around 12. I woke up at 2 in the evening. I woke up at 12. I ate around 2 in the evening. I was planning on not eating at all, and what I ate was not even much. I was not planning on eating at all the rest of the day. I was pretty much gonna starve myself. And yeah, man. Um, and the reason why it was also coupled with that fact, but I did not want to believe that, because it's been like, bro, like, you're supposed to be supportive and everything. You're supposed to be happy for her and all that stuff. So why are you thinking this? And I didn't want to think that until the following day, and it ended up breaking down, you know? So yeah. Fucking hell. So I also remember that day, and another thing that what was also getting to me was my dad constantly, you know, telling me how I should get another job, how I should work with him and all this stuff. And because of my mind at the time, it was pretty, I hated it so much, dude. I hated it so fucking much. But like, because of my mind at the time, I was honestly getting very tired of him telling me, oh yeah, you should get another job, you should work for me, you should work for some of my friends. But because of that, I was so out of it, man. So I remember I put on one sad song. It wasn't Gorillas of Sokai. It was another one of their songs, to binge to be specific, from Plastic Beach. I can't play because the video will get copyrighted. Will get claimed. But I played that song, and I don't usually cry to that song, but that time was different. I hated that day so much. But yeah. Yeah. I'm planning on not editing this video, so I'm trying to think of the next thing I'm gonna say. But yeah. I don't know why I keep saying that. But a few days later, it still took me. I was, of course, you know, business as usual, man. I was fucking all over the place. But yeah. So fast forward to maybe around June. I keep saying June. July, maybe the 23rd. Around that time, I fled to my grandma's house from my dad's, and that was pretty much the time where I officially stopped going to my dad, or, you know, stopped staying there for the time I had left, because at the time I still had a week left to stay there. And I swear, dude, going to my grandma's house really made my mind somewhat go back into the right direction. I mean, it took quite a minute. It took maybe, I think, a month or two to get my mind back to the way it was, or back to the way it were prior to that. But at least it did go back to the way it was, because even though I, like, especially in my most recent videos, it's kind of obvious I've been having a lot more fun, you know. But yeah. Trying to think of the next thing. Let's see. Yeah, and So yeah, fast forward to maybe like July the 30th, and I remember around that time I moved all my stuff out of my dad's house, and I fled over here to this hotel, which is where my mom and my brothers, my mom, me and my mom, my brothers and I all reside right now. We stay in a hotel. I will actually show. Well, I'm not gonna show most things 'cause it's very dirty, but this is the hotel. Door to the, to lead out of here leads out to that way. Um, we've been staying here for about, I don't know. Well, my mom and my brothers almost 2 months. Me probably almost 2 months as well. Oh God, sorry. But yeah. So when I was moving stuff out of my dad's, I was told the fact that one of the dogs there, it wasn't my dad's dog or anything, it was his friend's dog, but it was somewhat my dad's because the dog was always over there. Pretty big guy, pretty big fucking dog. I love that thing to death, man. I mean, me and a dog. As ironic as it sounds, me and a dog weren't like abnormally close, like terribly close or anything, but I really did love the thing. And I tell you, man, that dog was one of the only reasons, and if not, probably, yeah, no, not the only reason, but he was one of the many reasons why, or one of the only reasons why I even look forward to going back to my dad's. Like, coming back from Pennsylvania, coming back from work, anything like that. It was one of the only reasons I even look forward to coming back to my dad's. But that day I found out that he died. He got hit by a car. And of course, because I was at the rush and my computer's dying, I should put this on the charger. Give me one quick second. All right, we're back. And it honestly feels like I'm making a video diary right now, but I'm not. But of course, around that time, I had to rush to get my stuff out. So, yeah. And later on that day, I ended up mourning his death because I think he either died a day prior or a day I went out there to move my stuff. No, it had to have been a day prior to that. But to make that a whole lot worse, I never got a chance to say goodbye to that dog, man. I never got a chance to say goodbye to him. His name was Paco, by the way. He was a big-ass fucking dog. And man, even though it may take a minute, he'll warm up to you pretty fast, dude. Because when I first met him, he was a tad bit smaller, but he warmed up to me pretty fucking quickly, dude. I love that dog. But he's in a better place now. All right. Not to get anybody emotional or anything, but yeah. So fast forward to August, and we're gonna fast forward to maybe mid-August because nothing really major happened in early August or anything. I'm going to skip some of this stuff because I don't want to explain any of this stuff because it's not any of my business. It's more of my friends' business or something like that. Something like that, like it's something I don't know. But an animal of hers had also died around that time, specifically on the day of August the 12th. And I know what it felt like to lose an animal because hell, I mean, as I just explained a minute ago, it wasn't my dog, but damn, dude, I loved that dog like it was mine. I really loved that thing, and I know he loved me. So I know what it felt like to lose an animal. That was somewhat close to you. Yeah, he was close to me. So I knew what it felt like. So then fast forward to August the 18th, my birthday. When I hit the age of 20, I was no longer in my teen years or more of my, well, maybe more so I'm a young adult, but yeah, where I left my teen years. And I entered my 20s. Around that time, my sister ended up breaking up with her girlfriend for reasons I am not going to disclose because it's none of my business. But I remember that day I had a talk with her girlfriend, and I remember that day it was just the whole day. Veteran Vultures' Cemetery Cowboy was in my head the whole time for whatever reason. I remember I played the song on repeat through my well, the one I have is new. The one that I bought prior is underneath my bed, or underneath the bed that I'm sleeping on. But yeah, I played a song on repeat because I do have a song on a burn on a CD. And yes, I do have the album legally purchased. But I've replayed the song so many times, you know, through my CD player, and it's just it wasn't like a sad feeling or anything. It was just, I don't know. It was okay. It was an okay feeling. It wasn't all that sad or anything. But the rest of the day went out without a hitch, and I celebrated my birthday by going out to the bowling alley with my brother and just chilling with my mom and my brothers. Felt really good to just hang around them again, you know? So yeah, and you know, the rest of August went off without a hitch, except for maybe a few, you know, like wandering thoughts. Because because I'm telling you this, man, ever since I left my dad's house, I have a feeling that a piece of my mental health was left behind. Because as I said, my dad, my stepmom, and my brother who stays with my dad did not do anything wrong, man. It was probably just my mind just wandering. And I feel like more saying this, and as weird and cringy as it sounds, it may I also have a feeling that maybe my mind probably became or has a mind of its own, sort of like it more of just moved away from my body or something. As weird as that fucking sounds, and it's delusional as hell. I sound so delusional when I say that. But yeah, a lot of things have happened, and I haven't really explained anything. But yeah, that's what happened. And recently I met one of my, well, not necessarily met, but I've got a chance to meet one of my old friends that used to stay down here in North Carolina, but he doesn't stay down here anymore. He hasn't stayed up here, I think, for about a year. But he comes down here and visits ever so often. And last month was the first time technically it was this month. It was the first time he did it. He said he will do it again, but next year I won't be here. So, yeah. Like, what I mean by that, I won't be in North Carolina next year. I will be moving to Pennsylvania. But yeah, man, a lot of things have happened ever since. A lot of things have happened. So many things, actually. But yeah. Damn. Also, this hotel sucks so much. Like, I swear, we get like literal people in this hotel where they're like fighting and everything and like throwing shit at each other, like literally arguing in the hotel. I've heard it many times, and how I think I even saw it firsthand, like with people that used to like stay beside us or something. I don't know. That was a lot of stuff to really say. But yeah, man. However, though, everything's all cool now. I'm going back to the way it used to be, which is very, very good because, damn, dude, the last thing that I want is to lose my personality. That's the last thing that I want. It's the one thing that's keeping me from having my friends leave me is my personality. That's how I made so many of my friends in the first place. It's due to my personality. But yeah, dude. I'm so glad I am going back to the way I was because I'm starting to laugh a lot more. Hell, I think I'm probably starting to get, like, even better than I used to be. So, yeah, because I'm starting to get a little bit more hyper, way more fucking insane. So, God, my throat is dry as hell, and I just drank water. But anyways, that pretty much does it for this video. And, there may be a little something coming to the channel soon. I'm going to be showing off some stuff soon. Maybe a certain prop that I might be making, or I may be building, because I haven't made a prop review in like 4 months. The last time I made a prop review was like March. It's probably been about maybe 5. So maybe that might be coming to the channel soon. Maybe one I might build from someone else, because yes, I do have a prop coming in the mail, but I will not explain what it is up until I get it, and up until I make the video for it, which hopefully will be coming this week. So yeah. that is pretty much what's happened, and I hope that this explains a lot to anybody who does watch this channel, who actually does stick around and all that stuff. But yeah, that pretty much does it. I'm gonna go off to record a Sunset Overdrive video now. And in famous words of Moist Critical, that about does it. See ya.